Having nearly been rear-ended 3 times recently on the FJR, I decided to buy a camera system. Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rider Ramblings. Today we're unboxing the Aoocci BX system. When I was commuting on the 𝗪𝗏𝗿𝗵𝗵 NT700, I fitted a bullet camera which was forward facing, and that was turned on and off with the ignition. Unfortunately, on the 𝗪𝗏𝗿𝗵 I actually got rear-ended 3 times, and of course the camera didn't catch any of that. So this time I wanted something which had rear-facing camera as well as front-facing camera. So I've gone for the Aoocci BX, and today we're going to unbox it. So without further ado, this is what's in the box. So we start off with the actual head unit. This is, let's have a look. It's 6 inches wide. I don't know what that is across the way. It's about 5.5 inch. No, it isn't. It's just under 5.5 inches screen size. If you need to know what that is, there seems to be some sort of tab to get the thing off there. On the back you've got a ram ball. Now unfortunately this is not a 1-inch ram ball. This is 9/10 of an inch, so we'll have to see what's what. But you've also got this short stubby cable here, so you can actually dismount it quickly, which is a good idea, and it comes on a vibration mounting system. You've got somewhere for the SD card at the bottom, and we'll probably take that off a bit later on. Okay, so what's in the box? Well, first of all, actually I'll move the box out of the way. We've got an SD card of 64 gig, which is a very good idea. Radar blind spot detector, BSD. That's wired separately, but does not connect to the unit via cables. It's Wi-Fi. Rear camera. Power supply with long cables and a switched power supply. Breakout cable system, and that's got a waterproof cover so that when you take the head unit off you can cover it up and it's captured. We can test out the system because there's a USB connector cable there, so we'll do that a bit later on. Front camera, GPS unit, remote control for the handlebars, tire pressure monitoring with locking nuts and a spanner. Now I know that the batteries on these are usually dead, so I've actually bought separately, and I paid for these separately, some batteries, a system to hold the remote to, I think that's the remote to the mirror stock. Oh no, that one is to hold the head unit to the mirror stock, and that one is to hold the remote to the mirror stock. Tools, Allen key, what else have we got? Hex key, star key thing, screwdriver and various bits and pieces. Some items to connect it to the handlebars. And a quick release system. Okay, let's first of all put the SD card in. As you can see, there's 2 screws in here. I'm just going to very quickly loosen them off. I'm not going to take them out immediately. They are very small heads. Now, a top tip, and I do mean a top tip, is that these screws are probably not captive and are so small that you can lose them easily. So get yourself a magnet, it doesn't matter what type it is, and quite literally connect the magnet so that as the screws come out, they are caught. I don't know if you can see that. They are caught by the magnet, because otherwise you are going to lose them, especially if you're doing this on the bike. So if you're doing this on the bike, make sure you have this magnet next to it. Okay. Oh, that's metal. That is metal. So inside you've got a waterproof cover. See if I can get at it. There's a waterproof cover just there. You need something sharp to help lift it up. Not sure which end lifts up, so it's the other end that comes up. Yep, it is. So just so you know, it's this end here that actually releases, and inside you have, I don't know if you can see that, there's a little reset. Oh, I'll tell you what, the free torch I got, I don't know if you can see that, there's a, it says R, and then you've got the TF card, which is the same as an ordinary SD card. Right, the TF, the SD card is 64 gig. Now for me that's probably enough, because I'm just going to use it for the camera and not really do anything else, and I'm going to assume it goes in that way. Yes, it does. So the image or the printing goes towards the front. So we'll put the thing back on. Now I'm actually going to leave this off because I'm going to try and add a logo to the screen. Now in theory you can't, but in practice there must be a way. So we'll try that. The connectors are color coded and keyed, and for the most part they're actually labeled, apart from the one that goes into the head unit. That is keyed and it's black. And so all you have to do is try and line it up. So that's it connected to the cable. I've connected the USB cable to it, USB power cable, and I'm going to plug it into an ordinary USB connector. And that was amazing because that worked first time. We'll put that here and plug it in. Let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was pretty quick for a first boot, so we want English. So it's beeping at me to tell me to format the SD card, so we're doing that. We'll come back when it's finished. So confirm. Time zone, well, that will pick it up from the GPS system, so I'll just leave that. So I will leave it as it is, and the time is 11:04, so it needs to change that. So we'll leave that. Okay, so that's the screen. At the top you've got your various icons for what it does, what's connected. So it's telling us that it's got the card in and it's switched on and so on. I haven't got the cameras connected, I've just got the power connected. You've got the front and rear wheel tire sensors, wheel pressure sensors, so you can adjust those. I will be using PSI because I'm an old person. And then we'll connect those up later. Mobile screen. So that's the Bluetooth. So we need to connect to the phone, which I'll do in a minute. Recorder, well, it's not connected, so there's not a lot I can do with that, but you can actually set durations and this type of thing. Post-recording settings, collision sensitivity. You can also have sentinel mode, which probably is not a good idea on a motorcycle because it will delete the battery. It'll empty the. I think that should be left to open. We've formatted the SD card so it doesn't need it. I'm going to set that to 2 minutes. Okay, so that's the video. Radar settings, it's not connected, but we'll set that up when it is connected. And then we have the settings. So instrument is tire pressure setting, audio settings, time format, etc. Time settings, well, we've seen that, so that's that. Language, well, we've seen that, it's English. Speed units, kmh, yes, I'm going to have that because that's what we are in over here. If I go to the UK, I'll change that into miles an hour. About this device, so it gives you information about the device. Wi-Fi password is 1234567 and you can reset the unit. Yes, now you can use this to QR code to scan and set up the unit and so on. Maybe we'll do that a bit later. Right, so how do we connect this to Android Auto? I'm told you need to go into settings, Bluetooth connected devices, and pair a new device. It's shown here, the BX917B. So we're pairing. Pairing code will allow that, and pair. Right. Allow access to messages, and we should be connected. Android Auto. Reset link. Well, nothing seems to be working. Not connected. Interesting. Connect Bluetooth. Bluetooth on. BX. Yep. Turn on. So there's instructions here. Here we go. It seems that it's the actual phone had to wait for Android Auto to come in. So that seems to be the problem. And here we go. Oh, that's quite good. How do I get out of this? What's that? Aha. So all you have to do is literally connect the device. Android Auto will finally sort itself out, and it should all work. Don't know if I like. Oh, it's in alphabetical order. I see. It's all in alphabetical order on the screen. So Waze will probably be down at the bottom, which is what I will use the most. Yep. So maps and that type of thing. Right. So that's that. It's all working. What I'm going to try and do now, and I don't know if it will work or not, is I'm going to see if I can set a home screen. There does seem to be a way. So I'm going to play, and if I can make it work, I'll do another video on that. So that's the unboxing. It's connected, as you can see. You can see my motorbike on the behind. One thing I must stress is that the GPS is for the cameras. Okay, it's not necessarily for the maps, because the GPS isn't connected. It's picking up my GPS from the phone. So when you're using Waze or Google Maps or Coyote or Calimoto or anything like that, which doesn't actually work at the moment on here, hopefully it'll be working this year. It uses the phone's internal GPS, so you're still going to be using the battery power and so on of the phone. The GPS unit for here is basically for the cameras and so on. Okay, Please like, comment, share and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.